Let's now get into this discussion. As you will recall earlier, we were showing you the Ad Hoc Committee, former Acting National Police Commissioner Khomotso Phahlane, still testifying before the Ad Hoc Committee. He is the first witness to appear before the committee this year. We'll bring in Andy Mashaile. He is the security strategist and retired Interpol ambassador, just to unpack what we saw earlier and heard. Thank you so much for your time this afternoon, sir. So essentially hearing Phahlane there, still going through his statement, I want us to get your views on the comments that he made just before the adjournment on Robert McBride, Paul O'Sullivan, and those he says were responsible for his smear campaign, essentially calling it the Phahlane Project. Of course, this also comes in November when we heard from Cedric Nkabinde, who also testified before the Ad Hoc Committee, saying that there was a task team, including Paul O'Sullivan, which was specifically formed to block Phahlane from officially taking the position of National Commissioner. Just your thoughts around those statements and comments that he made.
Unati, compliments to you, and please pass my regards to all at home and compliment them. He is a very smart man, make no mistake. Very strategic, and I just spoke to one of your sister stations. He has gone into a mode that you call a strategic capitulation move, where he strategically drives those behind you, drives those behind the SC into an understanding that says, I am the victim here. Whilst I have been hurt, I am now forced once again to respond to the issues at the labor court, to deal with the issues of arbitration. And on the other side of this coin, I can tell you that I have been targeted for doing what I did by people like Robert McBride and those that he has mentioned, in particular Paul O'Sullivan. I think he is not very happy with Paul O'Sullivan, especially after he mentioned the announcement made by Cedric Nkabinde when he was telling the Ad Hoc Committee that he received a text from Paul O'Sullivan threatening him. And he himself, by the way, has received a threatening message from Paul O'Sullivan. And when Robert McBride comes out into the picture related to the Dunkeld attack, and him, Phahlane, having indicated that after his own investigations, realizing that the CCTV footage, amongst others, was retrieved by McBride, and McBride had said when they met at some event that there was a plan to destroy both of them. He did his 1+1 and realized that McBride was not a very good man, even though that he didn't tell anyone, but he told those close to the family, that is the wife, and the wife was also part of the attack at the shopping center. So this suggests to both you and I, the reason why he is so hostile, he's so combative, he's so confrontational, it is because of the hurt and the trauma that he suffered at the hands of the Operation Phahlane, or Khomotso Phahlane project, motives for blocking him from ascending to the higher office of the National Commissioner.
In fact, some of the MPs were complaining that he is veering off from the terms and mandate of the Ad Hoc Committee. But I want to also just get your views early on, because we know that he has been wanting to be reinstated within SABC. I mean, he says that his dismissal was irrational and unlawful, alleging that there was this deliberate agenda to push him out of SABC. He also recalled that, while he was at Cape Town International Airport at that point, he saw former Police Minister Fikile Mbalula announcing on television that he had been removed. Just your thoughts around some of his statements that he was using there, at the Ad Hoc Committee, basically just using that opportunity to defend his stance in the involvement that he was accused of at the time.
Yes, Unati. Like I said, he will do anything within his power to exploit the moment to his advantage in terms of dealing with his removal, in terms of the labor court matter, and in terms of the closed matter by the arbitrator, which has gone to the labor court. He will ensure that this platform, he uses it effectively, one, to indicate that there is political interference, two, to indicate that there are mafias, what you and I can safely call or coin a new term for this process, called process mafias. So the process mafias would have set and designed and developed Operation Khomotso Phahlane removal or something, or blockade or something like that. So he will definitely be hostile. When he sees those in parliament, he might be seeing part of those people who removed him, or the institution itself would kick the memory in the trauma department, and the trauma department would indicate to him that you need to be very hostile, you need to be very combative if you want to win, because this is the only chance that you have, which is why he mentioned quite a number of other people, and he ended up mentioning General Kethastol as being responsible for the 14 million, 21 million, 24 million, and 31 million expenditure that was paid with a non-deliverable. A non-deliverable is we pay you for not having it delivered because we might have, or we have violated the terms and conditions of your contract, and therefore we settle. So it is against this background that he has gone deeply into his own matter and putting up a substantial portion of his own case, his own battle, or his own war against the system.
He's also mentioned, a number of people in this plot, to oust him, this task team. I mean, we know, of course, that some of those that he has mentioned will be coming to the ad hoc committee. Not enough is known about Paul O'Sullivan, though. But just in terms of even the media that he has mentioned, some political individuals that he has mentioned, how important is it to hear their side of the story?
Remember, Ntantam Kwanazi gave us a kaleidoscope, a full picture of who is involved in the interference, who is involved in the capture of the criminal justice cluster. Remember, Ntantam Kwanazi mentioned that even journalists are involved. And in this case, General Phahlane corroborated the allegations of General Ntantam Kwanazi by mentioning, amongst others, Peter Louis Mayberg and Barry Bateman and some of them.
Mr.
So
Mashaile,
as time goes on, we might hear more names that would speak the issue of the media and all those that are mentioned.
All right, it's now 5:32. Thank you so much for your time and also your analysis, Mr. Mashaile. But we do believe that the ad hoc committee is back on, so we want to take our viewers there.